allow the children to the budget.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun la mo do.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣeré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary.
They don't start again.
Godfatherism.
Before Wahala starts,
Maiyegun diary.
you need to be aware.
Balẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
All my life,
Maiyegun #1.
Àní Maiyegun.
as young as I am,
Òdodo.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1.
I have never seen a terrorist doing global tour.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you so much. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. Take your time. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Maiyegun today. But today,
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, àníyẹ sọ́ra ní.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o,
Maiyegun máa mi.
àníyẹ sọ́ra ní.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa mi.
Shit.
Òṣèlú,
Maiyegun máa mi.
àníyẹ sọ́ra ní.
thank you.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì,
Maiyegun ti dé.
àníyẹ sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun
sì ní pé gbòòrò ti di kọpọyé everywhere ló ti propoyé ace sì ní pé gbòòrò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Mo ti dé o. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And of course, it is Maiyegun live. Tonight, in case some of you are hearing this for the first time, so sit back, relax, or maybe not. I may come kind of aggressive. Then I may come in a way that is sort of too direct. I'm going to say these caveats just before we get fully into this. This program is not by any means by any means a target at your belief and your religion. It is for educational purposes. There is fire on the mountain, and it's ideal for everyone to be aware. Now, after being aware, which is the first step, then you will then have to push back seriously. Now, when people need reasons why to resist something, you give it to them without creating any kind of a doubt. I mean, the one that this man currently in Nigeria, his name is Nakir Naik, is Indian. Now, he is a wanted man for many reasons. He is an Islamic fundamentalist that Yorubas calls Alakatakiti. He is one of those who have become famous and declared wanted from his own birth country because he was planting religious division through different incitement. In fact, he was publicly quoted to have said every Muslim should endeavor to be a terrorist, a jihadist. Because if you are a Muslim and you have a chance of killing the infidels, non-Muslims, you are a jihadist for Allah. And guess what you are going to get if you become a terrorist as a Muslim? You are going to heaven, which is Al-Jannah, where you are going to be having orgies. This bunch of pedophiles, perverts, all kind of perversion, you will experience them in their own Al-Jannah. 72 virgins that never does menstruation. These criminals, they will describe the kind of woman you are going to get in heaven. All you do is shagging and shagging and shagging. This bunch of lunatics. So this guy is in Nigeria. His country declared him wanted because of his messages that has radicalized young Indians, okay, who have resorted into terrorism. So he ran away from India, his own birth country. By then, he claimed persecution from the Indian government. And remember, Indians are Hindus, I think. Abi Hindu, Abi Hinduism, Abi Buddhism, or something like that. Then Islam, then others. In India, just like you have Christians as the easy targets of the fanatic Muslims in Nigeria, killing Christians in Nigeria in their tens of thousands. That's exactly how the Muslims in India are also like endangered. So this criminal escaped from India to Malaysia based on human rights, what have you. So Malaysia now gave him asylum. Then they gave him permanent residency based on that asylum on human rights as a fugitive. There are about 6 Asian countries who have also declared him wanted. If you see him, and you can actually capture him for them, you will be paid. That is the person that is currently in Nigeria. And it wouldn't have been anything much. One of the reasons why Nigeria, for those who are not Nigerians, if you are watching this broadcast and you are like African or maybe European or, just like non-Nigerian yourself, this should interest you. One of the reasons why Nigeria has been witnessing endless violent death is because of religious crisis. For those of us who are from Nigeria, majority of us knows that the same religious crisis that you have in Nigeria is primarily championed, bankrolled by political criminals to their own advantage, right? The fanatic lunatics who call themselves preachers, Islamic lunatics in northern Nigeria. So it is like trade by barter. The political class protects them wherever they do, and wherever they, anything they try is kind of like forgone. You don't look into them. So if you try to look into them, they will tell you you are coming after the northern Nigeria. So because of this, the terrorism in northern Nigeria that has made it into the global space, the terrorism is basically Muslims, fanatic Muslims, terrorist Islamic, terrorists rather, killing the indigenous people, mostly in middle belt part of Nigeria. And it is like a jihadist campaign. It is well funded, right, by some of these Islamic countries that are funding some of these renegades in northern part of Nigeria under the cover of northern Islamic body. They know themselves. So because of the government complete negligence, which we have concluded to be a collusion, do you understand? The terrorists are completely having upper hand. If any of them get caught, they would have to be released without trial. Right? So this has made many, especially from southern Nigeria, that Nigeria is due for breakup because Nigeria is not an Islamic country. But what the rest of Nigeria, especially southern Nigerians, what they don't know is that due to the political advantage of the northern Nigeria, which is centered around Islam. Do you understand? It's centered around Islam. That political upper hand has made the rulers of Nigeria to drag the entire Nigeria into, I don't know if they call it OICO or IOCO. It is as in an Islamic organization. So Nigeria is a member. That gives all of the terrorists and would-be terrorists the easy access to Nigeria. And guess what? There is this annoying, crazy belief that an average northerner in Nigeria kind of have, and that crazy belief is that Nigeria is their own. Listen to this, that their father told them that Nigeria is the conquered territory. Okay? So which means from northern Nigeria, straight down to the ocean, in the southern part of Nigeria, is the inheritance of the first terrorist in Nigeria, Uthman Danfodio. He is the first terrorist in Nigeria. He came to Nigeria, what became today's Nigeria. He came to northern part of Nigeria, as those who are selling ajashe poki. You know those ajashe poki. If you are from Yoruba land, you understand. Ajashe poki. If your baby needs to grow teeth, if your baby is not walking early, all those who are selling small juju, small jazz. That was what Uthman Danfodio came to do back then in Sokoto. By then, Hausas were the indigenous people of that northern part of Nigeria, what became northern part of Nigeria today. So they welcomed him. Do you understand? So he will come in, he will go to their different markets, he will sell them. If you want to avoid being caught, if you want to be macheted and you don't want it to cut your dechi, this is what Uthman Danfodio was selling in northern Nigeria as early as 1807. So when he finally realized that these people were so accommodating, you know what he did? He grouped all the Fulanis he could get from other parts of Africa, and they waged a jihad. That jihad was when he invaded the northern part of Nigeria of today. When he invaded, he rounded up all of the leaders of all of the communities, all of the kingdoms there. He rounded them up and he slaughtered them, including those who were their families. He slaughtered everybody. You know why? He said they were fighting for Allah, that Hausas, they were idol worshippers. So he came to save them. That is why till tomorrow, you will see a Fulani tell a Hausa man or a Hausa woman that Hausas are unbelievers. That if not for the Fulanis who came to save them, look at all of them now talking today. It was the Fulanis who showed them the way, which is show them Islam after they conquered them. History, this is not a makeup, Nigeria history. This was before colonization. So when the colonialists came, right, they discovered that the idea of what is today's northern Nigeria was pure Islam. So they gave them different rules. In southern part of Nigeria, what became southern part of Nigeria, which is the most, flourishing, the most prosperous, with the best of the best land, the best of anything, like resources, natural and human. So blessed, right? But because they are plunderers, colonial masters, they needed to transport all of the farm produce from northern part of what is today's northern part of Nigeria, to transport that down to the southern Nigeria. They built rail. And in order to make their business enterprise to kind of become one, what did they do? They formed what is today's Nigeria in 1914. By then, the Fulani terrorists led by Uthman, by then Uthman Danfodio himself was dead. You know what Uthman Danfodio did? He made himself the Sultan of Sokoto. That is why Uthman Danfodio is the first Sultan of Sokoto. He was like a conqueror. You get that now? I conquered this land. Now I'm going to build my caliphate here. That was how Sokoto Caliphate came to be. There was nothing called Sokoto Caliphate before the 1800. Nothing like that. So when they did all of this, is history of Nigeria there. Now the mentality of theirs is that the colonial masters, understanding the spirituality of the Fulanis and the Hausas, which in this way they kind of love to mix together to confuse those they are trying to brainwash to believe that they are the same until now. Anyway, so they believe that the colonial masters, the British, they favored them to be in charge of Nigeria. In fact, they told their children that the British handed Nigeria over to them. You following this, yeah? I'm going somewhere. Don't rush. Don't worry. So with this mentality, an average Fulani, which now you will call them Hausa Fulani. There is nothing called Hausa Fulani. There is Hausa, there is Fulani. And Hausa are the indigenous people to what is today's Nigeria. Fulanis are not in any way indigenous to any part of Nigeria, what is today's northern Nigeria, historically. But I mean, for over 200 years now, they can claim to be, yeah, we are from here. Now I'm here, then born our papa, because they will be right. Uthman Danfodio then made himself the Sultan of Sokoto, and he started. You remember they've conquered most of the communities. They started appointing emirs. Here, emir, there, emir here, emir there, which a lot of us were now born into, called Nigeria today. Now we are now living in a country with people who have the mentality that Nigeria, where you call Nigeria today, their forefather, Uthman Danfodio, the first Sultan, actually won the entire place, including what you call Southern Nigeria today. This is the mentality they have been using to run Nigeria. And that is why, despite giving nothing, contributing nothing, they will still have to determine what will happen. Because the Southerners, who are those who claim to be representing the South, as long as they are getting their share in the project Nigeria, everything is fine. So with this mentality, Nigeria and Nigerians are now more divided. Because you see, all I have just told you, they have now become more pronounced when APC, Egbekegbe, came to power. You understand? It was like the government of Nigeria actually agreed with invaders. So when Nigerians are being killed, when I say Nigerians, most of them Christians, when communities that are majorly Christians in northern part of Nigeria, when they are being ransacked and killed, the government will quickly lead those people to IDP camp. You see that their community they left behind, the perpetrator of the crime that killed a lot of people there, they will remain in that vicinity. So many times they will start harvesting the farm produce of the communities they have killed the people there and chase them away. Meanwhile, government will lead them to IDP camp. That is internally displaced persons camp. And it is a fancy word for a fancy name for refugee. Nigerians are refugees in their own country. More than 10 million Nigerians have been displaced by terrorists who are completely based on religion, Islamic terrorism. Now, the person whose country said want to create war in India by asking people to be martyrs for Allah, that it is ideal that if you kill any infidel, you are actually, I mean, listen to this. So he told people that Christians are destined for doom. So he will now pick Quranic verses, chapters, and he will now go to the Bible chapters as well. And he will kind of quote Quran and Bible that shows that the Quran is original, but that Bible is also telling the Christians that the Islam is the original. So now, let's say I am a sinner now, and I know that I believe that I'm a sinner, and I don't want to die a sinner. Do you know that this kind of criminals, they encourage people, they encourage me that I could just go and, just go and murder one infidel. So what happened is that all my sins will go into the head of that person I just murdered. So they are radicalizing the mind. And a lot of them actually have access to internet where this guy is present in almost every available and existing social media. I'm serious. So why are we here? He has now created tension in Nigeria. In fact, he has managed, again, to bring out the closet terrorists in Nigeria who actually have their source of inspiration from people like this. And they are so happy to see him in Nigeria. Now, then call you thief. You dey carry goat pikin play. Now, Yoruba proverb, it's not even proverb, it's just saying. They said you are the type that goes everywhere to radicalize young people to become violence when it comes to the Islam, to see anyone who is not a Muslim, to see them as piece of anything that, you know what I mean, that doesn't deserve to live. So all of us right now in Nigeria, before this, all of us who are non-Muslims in Nigeria, and that are still in Nigeria or still daring to be Nigerian, in the face of these fanatics from northern Nigeria, the Sharia North, ladies and gentlemen, they are only giving us grace to live. Now, too much they do say you won't contest for president, you dey craze. In this Sharia Nigeria, in this Islamic Nigeria, some Christians have the audacity that they want to contest for political office. Do you know what they see all of them as? But because your political leaders don't give it, that they know all of that won't get to them. Now, go they deal with all of the madness, no concern them. But that is the country. A country where all of us will be no be Muslim. You understand? That we are still alive. Baba. Now, if you say they just they give us grace, maybe we no pass our boundary. So the guy landed in Nigeria. And his first posts were as controversial as all his life story. Malaysia is now considering cancelling his residency and his asylum. So I have never seen it in my life where a terrorist influencer, a terrorist apology, a terrorist fundraiser, the guy is wanted for money laundering, terror funding, hate spreading. Then give him visa because the Sultan of Sokoto invited him to come and do what? To come and do lectures in Nigeria. In fact, they have organized different venues for him. And immediately he landed. Baba, controversy landed and people have been going mental, like mad. Who allowed this? Who give him visa? There are some other fanatic Christian lunatics too. They say, go get visa enter Nigeria. If you are one lunatic, fanatic Christian preacher, controversial, go and apply for Nigeria visa. They don't go give you. They won't give you. But a wanted terrorist is invited by the Sultan of Sokoto Nigeria immigration gave him visa. Nigeria Air Force were on hand to welcome him because he's a special guest of the Sultan of Sokoto in a country that is not Islamic country. All of una today fool una self. No apologies. Christians, Muslims, you believe that. They say Nigeria is half. Some of them will say there are more Muslims in Nigeria than Christians. Some will say no, there are more Christians than Muslims. Una de mad. No apologies. So in your world, you believe that you are actually the what's the column? You are the majority in Nigeria. So we have two major religions in Nigeria. Meanwhile, people will not get any religion at all. If they combine you, Christians and Muslims, if they combine all of you together, you will not reach half of those who don't have any religion in Nigeria. Oh, now go argue that one. No, Maiyegun, I disagree. Talofe Koniko agree. Who is asking you to agree or disagree? Is that not how you are raised? You have more of this, you have more of that, and then the supremacy of this or that. The only thing is that we have not seen Christian terrorists in Nigeria. We have never seen one. We have seen countless Muslim terrorists. And I'm talking about who are actually doing this and making demands. And they have people who speak for them. They have people who support them. They have people who tell you, sorry, I want you to know that. You know, have you seen that cartoon where somebody who is going to say, you know, you see a terrorist who wants to cut somebody's head. And they say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then you see a Muslim that will say, sorry, bro, I'm a Muslim, but I don't support what he is doing. And they will walk away. And that will do that. Now, when you now say, all these Islamic terrorists, my friend, be very careful. Don't ever say Islamic terrorists. Don't share any. Just call them terrorists. Like put him mad. How many terrorists they shout Allahu Akbar? To kill people. And what are they even demanding? And here we are. If you don't want to live in that reality, if you don't want to tell yourself that truth, I will tell you. The Sultan of Sokoto is the leader of the Islamic faithfuls in Nigeria. He is your leader. He invited a terrorist influencer, to come and radicalize your young people. To what? To make them martyrs. And what you will pick out of it is, Maiyegun, take Islam out of it. Show that we're in share. Like what I want to don't believe in it. So the point I'm making here is this. There are many of you who are actually terrorist apologists, closet terrorists. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying some of you. So if you take any offense in Islamic belief, what I'm trying to say here is this. The head of Islam in Nigeria invited a terrorist, and it didn't take long before the scandal started, because the guy was coming to Islamic country. And when people started reacting, yes, the closet terrorists, the ones that will tell you, I'm a Muslim. I don't really support what they are doing. But what I'm saying, what I'm not going to allow is anybody to because of these people to start talking about Islam. Islam. Because some of you are, you know, the problem with you Nigerians is that when we tell you that if you want to be honest with yourselves, right? Just sit down and take a look at your Islam and the Islam you are pretentiously supporting, where terrorists are indeed living the Davida local life in Nigeria. Compare that with Saudi Arabia, that you have to pay a lot of money to go and pray. Tell yourself the kind of Islam you are practicing in Nigeria. Eh? And like I said, not everybody, because I know those who are real Muslims that are indeed, you know, every time conversation like this pop up, they are just like, man, honestly, we wish something is done. Well, just start from those wearies, because this guy has supporters in Nigeria. He has supporters in Nigeria. And you know what they started saying? Shebi, all of you have been trying, you have been looking for reason to abuse the Sultan. If anybody says something, if all of you are saying something about Islam, they are changing it. Because people are saying, what is this terrorist doing in Nigeria? How did he get into Nigeria? To the point that he's being given a special VIP treatment that he met. Take a look at this. He met with the Nigerian Air Force officials. He met with the Nigerian immigration officials. And when he posted this, he said, interaction with Muslim Air Force. Interaction with Muslim immigration. Now, when this first popped up, to me, about this one, not really mean, maybe na English be the problem. You know, sometimes English from India, be from Malay, I don't know, but he's a doctor. He's a well-read, educated guy. Sure, you understand now. And that is why he's been able to play his scheme of terrorism very, very well. You know what I mean? It's like he is not leading any terror group. He is a teacher. So his teachings are insightful, aidful. You know what I mean? And indeed, they have created or led to people actually carrying out his preachings. But because he's not led any groups, you know what I mean? And so you can say, okay, how did he shake any couple? Because he's educated as well. So he's not a dumb, but let's give that and say, maybe na English be the problem. Like, maybe he was trying to say he met Muslim Air Force officials, or I met Nigerian Air Force officials who are Muslims. You understand? Something like that. Maybe that is what he's trying to say here. Not Muslim Air Force, Muslim immigration. So like I said, Nigerians who are already already triggered. Right now in Nigeria, anything that has to do with tribe, ethnic, and religion, Baba, you need, and then political, you need to be very careful. So when people saw that, they say, it was Muslim immigration, it was Muslim Air Force. Abi, who be this weary? Even those who are Muslims, they were going there to say, what's they worry you? But others are trying to like tell people that, you know, those way they do shalaye, that no, maybe he's trying to say these guys are Muslims, okay, and they work for Nigeria Air Force, but he didn't put Nigeria there. They believe that it was, you know, no, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an error. It wasn't. Later, he met with Sultan of Sokoto himself. And he addressed him as heads of state. Sultan, Muhammad, Sokoto, Sultan Sokoto. Now, this is not a mistake. It is not something that it is intentional. Remember, he is a controversial person. That is what he does. You understand that now? That's what he does. He comes around, right? He dropped controversial stuff which would then help announce his arrival. So those who have heard him before, those who have been listening to his stuff, those who are closet terrorists, they will be like, wow, he's in Nigeria. Oh my God, he's here. Oh, he's my mentor. You need to go there. Head of state. Who is head of state? Not be your president, be head of state. Sultan of Sokoto, the head of state. Now, Prince Jeje man go there, they laugh at me now. Say, Maiyegun, you are asking, and sometimes you could say, Maiyegun, I apologize, so sorry, but you're asking a very stupid question. That who is the head of state of Nigeria? Do you not know, say, Fulani control Nigeria? The caliphate is the one that is giving power and taking it and sharing everything. Fula, that is why Biafrans will never. Hi, Prince Jeje man. And I go just sit down here to say, the prince, your theory they work. Just they carry me, they go. I dey hear you now. I don't argue. Because, I mean, that is not deliberate. That is not a mistake. It is intentional. Sultan of Sokoto, Edo State. Right. He probably is. Now the guy is going to be in a lorry. I think they've booked Moshood Kashimawu Abiola Stadium for him. That is Abuja Stadium. They are going to mobilize because he was invited by the Sultan. Sultan of Nigeria, of Sokoto of Nigeria. Authorized his invitation letter to, extended an invitation letter to a known terrorist. And just 2 days ago, that one, wait a minute, that one named Zulum of Borno, said the level of poverty in Nigeria today, and then the northern part of Nigeria, that if nothing is done, Boko Haram is going to kill all of us in Nigeria. He said that 2 days ago, politician. I remember telling all of you that out of about 27 or 30 local governments in Borno State for the past 12 years, no joke, for the past 12 years, out of 30 local government or so, 24 or so of them have been in the control of Boko Haram and different kind of terrorists. Zulum will collect allocation for 30 local government, collect allocation for his estate, collect loan on behalf of his estate, because majority of those who live in those local governments have been moved to just about 5 local governments left that is fully in their control right now in that Borno. So he came out a week ago and said there is no territory being controlled by the terrorists in Borno State. 2 days ago, he came out and he said things have gone worse. How could things have gone worse within a space of 1 week? Because it's never better. It has never been. Now, here you are. You have somebody who is actually going to do more. And as they say, Muslim ticket, now you bring them. I said, even Muslim self go collect. It is going to be for everybody. And as we see today, Nigeria, Manolayo, this is exactly the situation now. National anthem, please.
Shit.
As I was saying, that is from Imo State. So they hired an actress. They put on the police uniform on her and they asked her to sing to the police where all the politicians and the rest of them are there. Now, somehow that flopped. But I have seen the video of the lady. She apologized. Okay, that she was sorry for how everybody felt. I said, no, fine girl, don't apologize. Okay, it's not your fault. All right. I mean, you shouldn't be apologizing. A fine girl like you. It's our fault. We know they hear well. We all know say everybody don't mad for Nigeria. You even try self. Don't apologize, please. No. You know those uncles that will say, no, don't kneel down. Don't kneel down. You're too fine to kneel down. It's not your fault. Now, mad people, where they organize mad event, decided to hire you. Since you serve inside the mad country, everybody just the mad they go. You know? She's an actress, but I don't know how she read that script and all of that. But it's about Imo State. They are going to have an election this Saturday, 4th of November. Now, Hopeless Uzodengba has already hired, they have already paid for all of the hotels in Owerri. You know, when you finish all of the riggings from all the bericos, all the rural areas, they will say they should go to collation center in Owerri. That is when so many of you are going to participate in that charade on Saturday. That is when you go know say, danshiki, no be jacket. And what I mean is that for those who know danshiki, no matter how kind of baggy and thick it looks and all that, go jacket too. You go do all the drama from everywhere, from Olu to Ozu to area to here to that, and all of that. When all of them they go Owerri to go and do the final collation, now from the border they go tell you, if you enter Owerri, now you're dirty to enter. Now if you manage to sneak into Owerri, now homeless you go be. Because Hopeless Uzodingba has already paid for he told all the hotels in Owerri. No visitor. From the 4th of November to 11th of November. 1 week, Lama fi Jawoyi. Sorry, I wish I could say that in Igbo. Now, 1 week we go take 5 days war because the person who opened the floodgate of terrorism into eastern Nigeria, Baba, they are putting up different spectacle after spectacle, spectacle after spectacle, spectacle after different drama they go on in eastern Nigeria, in Owerri right now. And that is why when they brought that lady to come and sing national anthem, she lost it. I was first like, Iruki Lee. Which kind of joke with this and all that, but then when I now saw when she's put off all of that police uniform, all of that fake thing, and then she has been herself, and she was so beautiful, by the way. So I was like, darling, please don't apologize. We are in a mad country where you have mad people writing mad scripts. You are only playing your part, darling. Please don't apologize. We forgive you. Abi, on top national anthem. I was even trying to sing that somehow, like something I could sing. Sorry, darling. We are going to go to Abia now.
Shit.
That is not the Nigeria national anthem. But since Nigeria don't propose, everything don't scatter. Here you get, that is the new Nigeria national item. Not anthem, item. Somebody just said that in the comments and it kind of cracked me up like, that one is no be national anthem. It's national item. And I agree. Now, let's stop laughing. Something happened. And I don't want to be an alarmist. And at the same time, I don't want to be a propagandist. So therefore, I'm going to relay this message very carefully. There will be time I usually crack you up. You know what I mean? Like I can crack you up and just keep a straight face and make you laugh for like a minute or two and all that. But this that I'm about to discuss with you is not like that. It is a serious shit. It happened in Abia State. And according to their governor, wait, make I get the name of that market. Because you know I'm not really good with names. Very terrible sometimes. So this happened in Abia. And according to one Abia cattle market. Now let me pick up that what do you call it? That name again. I don't know. I think I got it now. Yeah, it is Umuchieze market in Umuneuchi local government area. Again, this market is called Umuchieze cattle market in Abia State. According to the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, he said when his government came in their efforts to curb kidnappings and insecurity, to reduce and stop them, they decided to put an operation together. An operation that sort of kind of installed a 24/7 monitoring cameras in some hotspots in Abia State. I mean, they have their report and it's okay. How do we kind of monitor development in this area so that we can know how to respond? So it's like laying trap. And somehow, after about 2 months, right, especially the last 2 months, then the last 48 hours, they decided to act on the reports they got from this particular area, not the market, or just the area. They said they noticed that there were activities of kidnappings in this part of Abia State. And whenever people were paying ransoms or people got freed by their kidnappers after paying ransom, they usually ended up in that particular area of Abia State. So through their surveillance, they were able to pick traces of questionable activities that led them straight to this Umuchieze cattle market. When they got there, it was gory. 80 corpses were discovered in the vicinity of that market. And cattle markets in Abia will tell you the kind of people that patronizes such markets. That is the first one. 80 people, 80 corpses, and 20 of them, they have no head. They've chopped off all their heads. They said they met decomposing bodies of these victims. And from this shock, the state government, they said they have now devised a workable solution that would not only put an end to all the insecurity in that axis and their states, but to unravel the perpetrators of this heinous act and for how long they've been doing it and how come nobody knew. So from their findings, they discovered that those people who they found their bodies, when it is not a cemetery or somewhere, they must have been victims of kidnappings. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after meeting the Southeast governors and leaders, and they asked him, what did they want for IPOB to stop going after Buhari? He said, the first thing first, let us protect our people. Nigeria police, Nigeria military, Nigeria security system has been compromised. And in fact, he was convinced that there was an orchestrated plot to commit genocide on the Igbos again. And this is not going to be done by Nigeria. It's going to be done by the Fulani terrorists. He called them terrorists. He didn't call them Fulani herdsmen. He said they will move with cows into eastern Nigeria. They will kill, they will kidnap, they will rape the Biafran women. They will kidnap Biafran children. They will kill Biafrans. And if the Igbos care, if the Igbo leaders care, they should act now. That same advice that was given to the Igbo leaders as far back as 2015, just before they first kidnapped him. That idea became an idea as the country was derailing so bad at the time, yeah? the idea that finally, possibly, also prompted us, the Yoruba governors, to quickly enact a law that created Amotekun. But guess who stopped Amotekun from really being Amotekun, and why they set it up? The same federal government that Nnamdi Kanu warned them off. So instead of them to kind of listen to him, they called him, this one is not serious. So they sent their soldiers after him to kill him. Afterward, Eastern Nigeria became the center point of this terrorist until Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know how he did it, but he did, pull the greatest surprise that actually shook the establishment in Nigeria to the point that they declared right away, Nnamdi Kanu must be found, he must be caught, dead or alive. He pulled that until tomorrow. I still don't know how he did it. Thousands of young people gathered, trained in that same Biafra land and commissioned as Eastern Security Network. But do you know what happened? A campaign of calling them terrorists, a campaign of trying to actually find a way to link them to violence and, all of this started immediately. It became an instant threat. And you know what they said? A lot of them even did a video at the time. Unwa Zurike even did a video. I remember that time. Unwa Zurike did a video and said, the Igbo leaders, they are playing with fire. If they don't take over ESN from Nnamdi Kanu, that with ESN, Nnamdi Kanu has assembled an army. And just one single day, he can sweep all of them out of that place. He scared them. And that was why catch him dead or alive became the target. But first, to make it easier, you Igbo leaders, you Igbo governors, we want you to proscribe IPOB and call them terrorist organization. How we finalized the whole thing in Abuja, that was how that went to. Now, that same Igbo land, Abia State, 80 people who they believed, no autopsy has been done, no, don't mistake me, oh. Here you get, there was no report of any crisis in this community, oh, that maybe people fought themselves, so communal clashes, that's why they killed themselves. So no. It was a market. It is still a market until 2 days ago. Until 2 days ago, it was still a market, cattle market, ram, everything, they are still selling it there. Until they discovered the bodies 2 days ago. And immediately they shut the market straight. It has now become a crime scene, as it should be. So you know what happened after? Why people were still kind of shocked. What the hell? How did this happen? How could this even happen? Like, what? Wow. What that, Some lunatics from northern Nigeria, they call themselves northern youths, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what they call themselves, yeah. Something like northern youths, yeah. They started their campaign that they are now giving all the Igbos in northern Nigeria 24 hours to vacate northern Nigeria, or they would regret. You did not hear about it, Abi. It didn't make too much noise, Abi. You probably would have heard about it late when they start their violence, Abi. I'll tell you why you didn't hear much about it. Immediately, the report was released when Oti was briefing his own executive in Abia. He now said they are going to carry on further investigation and blah, 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 and all that to determine who and who are these corpses, if they can identify any of them. Like if you have missing people, if you have a missing person, for how long and what happened, go to the government of Abia State and go and see if you could pre. I'm not hoping that your missing person is dead. No. But at least for those who are looking for closure, if you are from Abia State and all that. So what did Oti said? He said, why are they so much in a hurry to point fingers? People died. We saw dead people in this market. And the right thing to do, 80 people, not one person, not two, even if not one person. The right thing to do is to shut it until it is no longer a crime scene, why the investigation continues. Why do you want to turn this to Igbos, the North versus the Igbos again. Are you one of those criminals who perpetrated this? I don't know how he did it. I think he asked them that. And 2 days later, this morning, they apologized that they are sorry. It's like, we don't even know if the bodies are Igbo body, Yoruba bodies, Hausa bodies, Fulani bodies, Ijo, anybody. We don't even know. And immediately, all of them are just gathered because we shot a market. You just gather immediately and say, all the Igbos must leave the northern Nigeria. Like, you don't worry about people. What is wrong with you? So they came back to apologize to the Baba. I am still feeling the grave, the feeling. 80 human beings. I'm following the available information. Simply means at least they including children, including children. And I hope and I pray that they indeed will find closure. So, since the FBI and since American court said Tifnumbu deserves privacy, so which means they will no longer be releasing his criminal record and all that, yeah, for privacy reason. I have started seeing some Nigerians, some Nigerians in America. Biden, Democrats must lose. Biden, you do Yoshito, something like that. Like they are blaming Joe Biden, and they are saying that they are going to go for Trump because they believe that if it is Donald Trump, Donald Trump will release those documents. You know Nigerians now. So since election is coming next year, and substantial of them are in America, they are now saying, if you see Nigerians campaigning for Donald Trump, just know that it is because Joe Biden's America has sided with Pablo Escobar of Nigeria. Okay? And in their own anger against Joe Biden and Democrats, they are saying they go count the Nigerian votes and voters. They go count them less in 2024. And since the Agbadomites, the Abrodian Abobakus, since they have heard that, they are saying, all of us too, we are going to campaign for Joe Biden. So it's going to be after Nigerian Charade and Madness 2023. It is going to be Nigerians versus Democrat versus Republican 2024. So I just thought I should tell you. Now, going a little bit kind of forward as well, Kolu then needs them, the federal executive members, all of the ministers, everybody, made them the reminder, say, Emperor, you are still Emperor, and on your pampas, we go shout. See, this is a fake.
Borgo and Nigerian bill President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Give him!
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand.
How many of you remember that movie? Sorry if you are not from, even if you are not from Yoruba land, a lot of you who are not Yorubas will know this movie. Ololade Mr. Money. Remember Ololade Mr. Money? The Olaya Igwe. It's a very old movie now. So some of you, the Indomie generation, you probably will be looking at me like a kilele. So I don't they hold too. I agree. But I told you very soon now, some of you will be saying, you these old people, and I go there, they be like, say, Fimi Diwan. Or maybe I will just be like, hey, I am not one of them. Oh. They say, I know that you are not one of them. But you see all of you, these old people, I say, you are still using all of us. I am just 60. I say, Sheikh Bowiri, Maiyegun. Or you say, I'm just 50. And they say, Baba, you don't turn 50. I say, nah, I'll be 50. Baba, you be Baba, oh. You know, be youth again, no, because I don't even know how it's gonna feel like. All of now will be 50 years old. See, I'm just digressing a bit, okay? I'm gonna go back to what we are doing. All of now will be who are currently 50 and above. Tell me, how does it feel? Does it feel like? Do you ever feel like the same way you felt when you were like about 30? I'm not gonna use any lower age. Do you ever feel like you are 50 now, 51, 52, 55? Do you sometimes still feel like, do you sometimes have to remind yourself that you are no longer 30? Like, do you ever find yourself in this situation whereby you just have to be like, man, I need to remind myself, oh, I'm no longer 30, oh, I'm now 55. Do you ever get that kind of thing? I don't know. I need some old question paper. Mokuna the pastor said the old text, old question paper say, Maiyegun, don't worry, it's all normal. You're just gonna feel like the same thing. Are you sure? A little bit of digression. However, I want to take you straight to this gist. Okay. I know what I'm saying. So I've got Shola Jumbu. Sir Jumbu, sir. Like you are 61, right? Do you have to remind yourself that I'll be 61? No. You know, that kind of thing that you get so lost in what you are doing that you felt like you're still doing what you normally do at that age, right? Do you have to remind yourself and say, I can't do that. I'm a 61-year-old man. You know? Or you are the type that constantly remind yourself that, no, I'm not 61. No. I may be 61. No, I'm not 61. No. Like, you have to be like, you do your jogging. You still want to you still want to dress so young and all that, right? Because it's a two-way thing. Me, I observe everybody, right? I get older people around me. I get elderly egbons around me. You understand me now? So, but I like asking. I'm sorry for that digression. In case some of you are not that patient, like, why am I going to continue to leave that kind of thing? That I know. You need to relax. You are watching a program, okay? All of the problems are not going to be solved in this video. Do you understand? All of your worries, your concerns, everything, they are not going to be solved or solved in one video. So, calm down. Loosen up. Okay? So that you don't walk yourself up too much. Like, don't be too serious. Are you serious? So, though we should be serious, but are you serious? So, you know? But I have got gist for you. So, the, what do you call them? The American, like I said, the American government, especially Joe Biden government, they will have Nigerians to deal with in 2024. And don't think it's a revenge. For some, it's revenge, okay? But to others, they are believing that if they put effort, and they know say Nigeria is already effed up already, so no wala. But imagine the world. I know if you're an American, Nigerian American, you just be like, Maiyegun, let me stop you there. Stop there. No, don't stop me. Please don't stop me. Let me say my mind. Let me speak my mind. I beg. Don't stop me. You understand me now? So imagine the world where Donald Trump is the president of America. And Tifnumbu is the president of Nigeria. And Donald Trump agrees to release Tifnumbu's document. Even though it's probably not going to make any difference or any changes or whatever. But just imagine that world where people will be taunting Tifnumbu with Donald Trump. You know that kind of thing? Just to annoy people. They don't say Trump don't do anything to Tifnumbu. Tifnumbu don't do anything to Trump. Nigeria is already kind of ruined anyway. So maybe they just cook pafuka everything, abi. But just imagine the taunting and say, breaking news. President Donald Trump said, can you go Tinubu? I said, na fake news, so you know, say I'm that kind of life. It could just make life too hard. Too hard for an average Abadorian. Because every small money in the morning, they say, I just make pawani. And you know what I mean? Like, anyway, that's just that. The Ikwere Adolf Hitler, or what's the way they call him again? I think it's Obiakpo, baby Hitler, with a wiki, and the SIM card, the SIM Fubara, is God's son, supposed is to G. They met today at Ass Old Rock. Now, inside the Ass Old Rock, yeah, where the governors of 36 states were invited, including the governor of Abuja, that is Werewike, Obiakpo, Small Hitler. So they met face to face and they kind of exchange a pleasantry and all that. But in politics, do not, by any means, get yourselves involved in their war. I have learned that for a long time. Don't die in their war. Werewike is the Hitler who exhibited the thuggery, roguish behavior and criminal too, and expects those who benefited from that thievery, haste, to remain loyal based on whatever agreed term. Change them. And that is what seems to be going wrong between them, that made us hear the fire inside the State House of Assembly, where they burnt a part of it down. Now, Fubara said it is rumor that he sacked the chief of staff and the people nominated or appointed by Werewike into his government. No, he didn't sack anybody. He did not suspend the chief justice. So, and the blah blah. That's what he said in Abuja today. But some said Werewike don't they beg. Now, don't hold my word for it too, because I haven't seen the evidence. I have seen a lot of dramas like this when Obasanjo was going to remove Audu Ogbe as PDP chairman. Okay? And it was simply because they said Audu Ogbe was quoted in the media. Rightly or wrongly, they said they criticized Obasanjo. Obasanjo was president. Audu Ogbe was a party chairman. So immediately, Obasanjo said immediately they gave him the money newspaper, and he saw the headline, Audu Ogbe says so to Obasanjo. So he grabbed, he didn't hit, so he was about to hit as president. So he grabbed the paper, called his driver to take him straight to the PDP chairman's house, Audu Ogbe. When Obasanjo got to Audu Ogbe's house, his family welcomed him, right? And he was asked that they were about to serve a breakfast. Would he be interested? He said, yeah, sure. So they made him a very, very fresh, soft pounded yam that morning. Obasanjo sat through the preparation of it and all of that, and he ate the food, right? Washed his hand, asked for toothpick. Picks his teeth. Then he asked for a hand towel. They gave him a hand towel. He dried his hands, right? Then he dipped his hand in his pocket and brought out a prepared resignation letter from Obasanjo. It was Obasanjo who typed the letter and everything, the wordings in it. And inside that letter is Audu Ogbe's resignation. Now he gave it to him, okay? And he said, sign that letter. So Audu Ogbe said, immediately Obasanjo gave him the letter to sign it. And he did something like this, which made the security guard with Obasanjo to cock their guns, waiting for an order. According to Audu Ogbe, Audrogbe said he felt like Obasanjo was going to kill him there. So he signed it. When he signed it, Obasanjo said, thank you. I'll talk to you later. And he left. As he was entering his car outside, Audrogbe was still there, shocked, scared. The party chairman of the ruling party in Nigeria. Obasanjo checked the letter. It was not dated. He returned back to the house and said, here, you need to write the date. Yeah, write the date beside that signature. Audrogbe said he took it and he wrote the date. Obasanjo left. So by 10 a.m. that morning, it was a breaking news. PDP chairman Audrogbe has resigned. And that was the end. So I have seen things like this happened. Let me give you another historical example. This one happened in Ibadan. It was during the Lamidi Adedibu's lifetime. Lamidi Adedibu was Obasanjo's friend, very good one. And it was just pretty much like just political tool for Obasanjo. He was a thug, old man. So when democracy came, right, Obasanjo lost Southwest Nigeria. Yorubas didn't vote for him. So while they were putting all of the schemes together, Obasanjo gave Lamidi Adedibu the privilege at the time to own Ibadan and Oyo politics. So he was in charge of choosing who was going to be House Assembly members, those who were to be reps, those who were senators, the governors, the deputy governors. He was also in charge of choosing those who are going to be commissioners and all of that. He was that very, very privileged. If you wanted political power in Oyo State, just go to Adedibu's house. If Adedibu says, okay, you will be that exact political office holder for that particular post you are going for, it was that powerful. Then something happened. In 2003, when Obasanjo was trying to do the second term, a billionaire, industrial billionaire, Lamidi Ladoja, was able to pay Adedibu handsome money, and he became the adopted candidate of Adedibu. So Adedibu became his godfather. Like I said, if you wanted to take anything from Adedibu, it's like dining with the devil. You need to have a very long wooden spoon. Yes, you need to. But Ladoja was rich. He was only rich because he only had money. He did not have that privilege called power, which Adedibu had, and he was milking. The story of Godfather and their godson gone sour. So Ladoja became a governor when Obasanjo was able to deceive the supposed Awolowo's descendant, political scammers, AD, which Tifnubu was also part of them at the time. Right? Now Ladoja became governor. The first month, second month, third month, everything was fine. Those who were supposed to be commissioners, Adedibu was able to get a few in. Those who were supposed to be this and appointment, everything was a bit fine. But it wasn't long. They said that Adedibu was asking for 40% of the state's allocation, the money, monthly allocation. He wanted 40% of it. This was the era that they felt like, why are you wasting your time building this or building that? We invested money on you. You need to pay back. Kind of politics. Ladoja stopped paying. Since Lamidi Adedibu was the one who sponsored all of the State House of Assembly members, he sponsored the National Assembly members from Oyo State. He sponsored the governor. So if the governor is not going to play ball, the assembly can remove him. You get that? So Wahala Shah got so bad that the State House of Assembly, loyal to Adedibu, they impeached Ladoja. And I was in Ibadan when that happened. And I don't really wish that on anybody. Whoever has witnessed political war, I witnessed it. And I can tell you, it wasn't a good one. Ibadan that night, it was like it was going to be war. If you were caught in the Omeli, all the streets, everywhere from Iwo Road to Gate, from gate to challenge, all that same street, everywhere, Ladoja has been impeached. The Agberos, the political thugs, they were everywhere looking for anybody who is going to come out and say something and defend Ladoja. It was hell. Now, finally, the deputy to Ladoja, Alao Akala, was sworn in as governor. Immediately he became governor. He ran straight to Molete, Adedibu's house. He prostrated, flat belly or belly flatty, and said, "Thank you, Babami, thank you, sir, thank you. Everything you want, I will give you." And that's exactly what he did. They never bothered about the people, the project or anything anymore. It was sharing galore. I mean, I witnessed that era, okay, until Ladoja came back when the court returned him. And I bet that is when a lot of people actually got to know more about Sunday Igboho, apart from the Modakeke Ife crisis at the time. Ladoja and the political crisis of Oyo State, Igboho practically was Ladoja's ADC, unofficial ADC. But story for another day. So when Werewike and Fubara met at the council chamber in Abuja this morning, some said, right, that Werewike was asking for 25% of River State money. And in fairness, even God will create us. Now 10% they collect. You see what greed of man can actually do when you are kind of looking into everything, right? Politicians will say, I make you, I made you, I made you. And then they say they will be asking for 40% of the public money, steal the money and give it to them. And they say, is that not greed? Hey? Ọlọ́run ọba tó dá wa, ìdámẹ́wàá ló ń gbà, 10% ló ń gbà. God will create us. Now 10% they collect. How come humans? Anyway, that's what they said cause wahala. I showed a bit of that to you yesterday. Abi? But with a wiki, he said,
They gang up from up to down. In our state here, we all agreed. I paid for every form. I paid. Nobody will say as he paid for any form to run for governorship. Nobody will say so. Nobody will say that he paid 1 naira to buy for House of Reps form. Nobody will say he paid 1 naira to buy assembly form. Nobody will say he paid 1 naira to buy Senate form. They're all here. They're all here. They didn't say so. I paid. But in our team, we agreed that, look, we know that in this election we are going in, we are going to face federal government.
And they were all there. They didn't pay anything. Truly, they didn't. He paid everything. But with whose money? With the public money, of course. Once you become governor of any state in Nigeria, Baba, your family member, everybody, they don't get an automatic ATM card. Yeah, that is how it works. Ordinary paper like this. If my papa or my brother become governor, if you see me anywhere, say, Maiyegun general, file, I'm a governor. And I no bring out my check. Maybe say I no get check on my phone. I no fit do transfer that right there. Have you just asked you, say, come here, give me your check. I will just say, oh yeah, 10 million. I don't want to write on my check because I'll get it wrong. Go to any GTB bank and say, Maiyegun said you should collect 10 million. Just make sure, say, rain no beat you. Because if you allow rain beat you, or you go sweat anyhow. And where I write, see, I'll try them. I'm sorry, guys. You say 10 million. I don't know if I got that. I won't get it. Forget it. You shall get what I'm trying to do, right? 10 million. You can't go sweat one stupid sweat. And the 0 and the M can't sweat clear. You can't get 1 naira. They go beat you for bank. Like, because now we get this, now we get the pulse of the state. Kilo fair. Omo governor, Emi Omo governor. If you see any paper, bring them. I go just write on top them. Take them to the Ministry of Agriculture tomorrow. Ask for the permanent secretary. Say, firstborn, the first son of Ogun State. I'm not joking. It may sound funny to you. They turned the public purse into their private purse, and they spend it as they want for the duration of the time they spend it. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. Omo governor. So, since Werewike won't let go, and Fubara is said to be kind of, no, I don't think they do this one, no, 25%. They even said Fubara was ready to give him 10%. I'll give you 10%. Public money. Oh, not the craze. Listen to this guy.
Today. Because even if I have an agreement with you prior to me becoming elected and all that, and at some point, you're not even allowing me breathe, you're suffocating me at the point I will revolt. It's a natural thing. People will revolt for survival. Let's look at the situation that led to this entire issue. First of all, Governor Wike demanded 25% of River State allocation. It seemed even from the rumors we hear about, seemed even offered to give 10% of River State allocation. This is what is happening in our states. Not just that, we had a situation where he appointed almost all the commissioners, appointed SS for the man, appointed a chief security officer. Come on, these are personal things that should be of concern to the governor. These are things that should.
He was. That's one of the guys on the side of Fubara, and I don't know if Fubara don't open the wallet already for everybody, make their con defend them against Werewike. So they said Werewike took Fubara to Tifnumbu today. They had their one-on-one meeting inside. And according to people, they said it's like Wike was like telling Tifnumbu to talk to him. This new thing shouldn't lead to Wahala and all of that. But I don't want you to believe that. And I don't want you to go to bed with that, because tomorrow is another day. Today, yesterday I told you, day 1. Today now day 2. Listen to it again. 1 sec.
At some level. But today, everybody in Rivers State, it's running away from Rivers State, looking for greener pasture elsewhere. Rivers State used to be a place where people return to. And you expect the man to continue to fold his hands and watch these things happen? Now, let me also shock you that out of the 5 billion palliative money that was sent to Rivers State, we can demand for 2 billion from it. And when we look at all these things, you will not ask him to fold his hands, watch these things happen to Rivers people. Sim also has conscience. And that is why some of us commend his move. And against what Wike is doing in Rivers State. Such high-handedness should not be supported by any means. And for whatever reasons, for whatever reasons, whether there was a prior agreement or not, such a thing should not be seen in Rivers State. And I commend him for this particular action. Any godfather who actually intends to control his godson.
And then all of that. After this whole thing, when it turns to Fubara's time, himself go do the same. He go say, I will make you governor, and I'm your godfather. It is the sickness among the greedy elites in Nigeria. And the losers are the people who are divided in defending them. Very unfortunate, Abi. Anyway, the Tifnumbu's government has promised again that they will ensure that Nigeria Naira to dollar at the central bank rate is not more than 650 Naira by December. Because as at this minute, if you go central bank or you go any bank right now, now 991 Naira, you go change $1. You go buy $1 so. 991 Naira to $1 inside central bank. If they see any paper pool give you, we look like dollar near. Or if you go parallel market and pay the black markets, trust me, I don't feel lie to you. They say, Maiyegun, what is your source? I say, Kilo share, just trust me, bro. I can't lie to you. You know, so I don't feel lie for you. Well, yourself go find it out because everybody they find them out, including those who don't believe that Nigeria is spending dollars. She dollar are none. Anything dollar, everything dollar is high. Dollar is she dollar are none. Even people will be say they are so stupid that you are not spending dollar. Doesn't mean that you should be so dumb to know what it means when your currency is devalued. Now your life then the devalue. Maiyegun na your life they will devalue. I say there. Any small thing itself now say go they sound like a way. The other day I was greeting Princess. The cool the Supreme Court you it go favor you and your family. And the princess was like, Maiyegun, don't say that to me, please. Don't annoy me. I say, Adura Monsha, they pray for you. Say, Eku Supreme Court to you. It go favor you and your family. How we go greet ourselves when you see person in the especially Yoruba, when you see person in the morning, you say a caro. When you see somebody in the afternoon, you say a casson. When you see somebody in the evening, you say a ekale. When somebody is what do you call it? Coming back from travel, you say ekuriajo. They say somebody gets COVID. They say COVID you. They say there is a fuel scarcity. When they greet them, they say aku scarcity you. They say there is no electricity. They say adeku darkness you. They say there is everywhere, every time as Yorubas we greet ourselves. So when I greet the princess, adeku Supreme Court to you, it go favor you and your family. It can't sound like say the cousin. You get what I mean? So I'm not cursing you, okay? So what I'm saying is that even if you don't understand any of this, okay, you will feel every of this. Now, let me kind of explain some few things to you, okay? Tifnumbu, right now, they have gotten an approval to, what do you call it? Approval to go and borrow 2.178 trillion naira, which you can simply put at maybe 2.5 billion, 2.1 or 2.2 billion dollars. They want to spend that one. It be like say when you go restaurants, and then you want to eat, and then you first say, "Can I have some appetizer?" Restaurant, please help me here, okay? When you go to the restaurant, right? What do you actually order for before you order for the main course? Appetizer. I know say na dessert they call down where you they chop after the main food. What do you call that? So Tifnumbu is just ordering for appetizer for this last 2 months of December, November, December, 2.1 trillion naira. Okay. See people with they go to restaurant very, very well. When I book me how they go, man, no like you. I they carry me go restaurants. Sometimes you just want me to kind of feel good. You know that one where you walk in and you're like, so now starter, they call them. See, we learn every day. So yes, Tifnumbu is ordering for starter. And the starter is 2.1 trillion. Now let me tell you what they want to do with that. From that 2.1 trillion, they want to give FCT Abuja 100 billion. That's really wicked. They want to give the student loan. You know that money they told you that they will be taking 1% from crude oil sale so that you can be able to go to student loan bank to borrow money. I tell you, this supplementary budget, Tifnumbu said they want to use 5.5 billion from that money to open a bank. Not bank account, a bank. So that by January, you can be able to go there and take loan. If anybody send me a message that say, Maiyegun, please help me, I need to pay my school fees, I will not say you are a liar. You are a liar. 5 billion from the money they want to go and borrow. Not crude oil money, from where they want to go and borrow it. So they'll put 5.5 and open a bank. So that bank will be for all of you students who need loans and you know what I mean, like pay your school fees and all that. Gasikia, don't say I have not done anything for you. Here you get, if you are a student right now, this is a good news. Okay? 5.5. Now, from this 2.1 trillion, Kolu is also, they said they want to use 1.7 trillion of the money. They want to use it to answer people's demand from all over the country. They listed every other thing they want to do. They will give this one 5 billion. They will give that one 100 billion. They will give this one 20 billion. Judiciary go collect. Legislatures, the National Assembly go collect. The Ministry of Agriculture go collect small. Ministry. Then they also wanted to spend 80 billion. 80 billion. Out of that, but they want to use 80 billion to start some new ministry. You know, say if nobody don't create some new ministry, about 4 of them, they need money. No, it's not. Yeah, they need money to start so that they can, all this, everybody can, you know what I mean? Like, so they need to borrow all of that. All this money is for consumption, no. And I just start out, they never start because next year they are planning to spend 27 trillion naira Nigeria budget. And from my own experience, and from the available facts, Nigeria does not have shishi, shingbai, because the criminals who bled Nigeria to death, Boko Haram and his gang, majority of them are still holding on to their loot. I even heard it somewhere. I even dropped somewhere. They said, some of the thieves under Boko Haram, they have made a deal with Tifnumbu and they have started returning money to Tifnumbu. No say na so that they start. By the time you ask them, say, okay, yeah, where the money where all those thieves return? They will come say, your problem is too much. What is wrong with you, Maiyegun? Like that guy and Rufai at the Arishe television, sorry, Arise television, Abi Arise News yesterday. Remember, a lot of people have been reacting. They said Rufai Hosseini was too harsh on that man. He almost made the man cry. By the time you ask them, oh yeah, all the returned money, where is the money now? They will come to abuse you. Shut up your mouth. We know you don't even believe in this government before. We know that you are somebody. I say, you said they are returning money. Oh yeah, how much have they returned now? Ounda, where is the money? Under Boko Haram, they looted the return loot me or really like me. Among conscious Nigeria. They relooted the returned loot. Unfortunately, and from the unfortunate people, you know. So 27 trillion naira. Nigeria no get buy, they would have to borrow the money. And if you have to borrow, that simply means you will need to devalue your money. Nigeria naira is going to 2,000 naira to $1. Ekujulono. Tobango coming soon. Coming soon. They are lying to you. A lot of you are hoping on them that they know what they are doing. Emi Maiyegun, because I know ang certificate here. See, all of you now when they give me title, you need to go and give. I want to be a doctor. No be that kind of doctor, PhD in public analysis. And you can call me public analyst. PhD in public analyst. Go find me one. I want to wear the wig. Because I don't get things here. You are watching me right now. You think because I'm talking to you here, I don't put all the frames up. You know, see me say, oh God damn it, man. I did give you free info. Just like that. And because you don't understand. Don't believe what they are telling you. If you are believing them, you are gambling again. Right, you are gambling again. Ask those who gambled on Bokuwari. Ask them what happened to them. Nigeria has no money. Nigeria petroleum industry is still being held by rogues and criminals who stole 700,000 barrels of Nigerian crude oil every day for straight 7 years, my brothers and sisters. People who sabotage multi-billion-dollar project in Nigeria for their selfish reasons and to the detriment of millions of people who are suffering for those consequences of those corruption right now. They are still there. The guys still everywhere doing things. And they are still using the same technique that Bokwari used. Bogus economic indices or being indices are being fake figure, fake numbers, fake this and that, big nonsense English and all of that. By the time they conjure everything together with a perfect camera, perfect pictures and everything, and by the time the MAGA pay, who is the MAGA? You. The brainwashed Nigerians who actually listen to these guys and think they actually know what they are doing, and they are doing it because of you. You believe them. I hate saying I told you so, because that's exactly what it's going to be like in 4 years' time. Would you me dada? Oh my words gone. Like oh my words gone. Like gone. If I did describe them, put in one. I don't want to put in that bad situation. I want information I'm giving to you. Use them as an open information to plan your life. You don't plan your life according to the lies these criminals are telling you. We know where this is headed. For so far, so good. They have been collecting money everywhere indiscriminately. They are signing every paper. As long as you can give them money, all of this, they will pile up. And your Naira go take another baba blow. Everything come blank out. That is, you go take comma. I want blank out blue. Naira. The other day I tell you only Naira lo buratashi. No buratashi. Buratashi. And some free money the way they get from somewhere. Now cheap drug. They don't use that. It don't use that. It goes soon expire. It don't expire now. They look for another buratachi anywhere. So that Naira self go they do. You go see what it go happen because of their actions. It is because of what they are doing. You cannot be lying to people. I mean, you were here yesterday when one of them said that Tifnubu did not remove subsidy. That's who they are. They live in denial. They never take responsibilities. I'm serious. And you are planning your life around those people. They are talking, you are believing them. Emi Maiyegun soro, you de nyemu. Emi soro onyemu. Ajama genuine majority one. Emi soro, they talk. You they do like this. People pray generally. They say, "May Nigeria no happen to you. May Nigeria no happen to you." I don't even pray may Nigeria happen to my enemy. I don't even get enemy anyway. Now people will not like me. I don't know them all, but probably they are. I don't know. I don't care. At your age, how old were you 8 years ago? How old are you? Well, how old were you 8 years ago? Remove 8 years from your life right now. From your age. If you see the struggle, you are still on your 2 feet right now, and you believe that these criminals will say something and you believe them. You shouldn't. Meanwhile, I believe I should leave you with this. Yeah, Ulawa, 2023. This must be 12 years ago. This was 12 years ago. It's a familiar face. Do you want to listen to this? Take a look.
I've always been told my English was quite clear. I don't need to explain further. there would be a breakdown of law and order. That's what they're begging for. I just wanted everybody to know that I'm not too old to shy away such responsibility if it comes. That's all. How can you take a people like the Ndibo and try and to impose on them a leadership? It's not possible. It was possible before, but after Biafra, no. Everybody knows that. That's what I really meant. Am I clearer now?
Very, very, very clear.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nigeria has always had a leader. And the problem is how good, relatively good is the leader. What leaderless? Oh no, Nigeria has always had a leader. Am I part of the leadership of Nigeria? I thought that door was closed and I was caught on the other side. So I don't count when it comes to that. And that is one of the problems that Nigeria has.
Was that why you didn't sign that petition?
No, I didn't sign. Okay. It wasn't necessary. But let's get this quite straight. The president is supposed to be sick. If that is so, I wish him quick recovery. If it is not so, I wish him out of the chair. Have I made myself clear now?
You're very clear. I mean, if he's sick to the point that he can no longer continue, what would you expect of him to do? And that's why I'm asking you why you didn't sign this petition.
I would want him to say so, to admit it and say so.
Are you going to run for office again?
Oh, forgive me.
Yes.
Wait and see. Okay? Wait and see.
Thank you.
I am a young man.
That is fine.
Wait and see.
Ikemba Odimegu Ojuku. That was 12 years ago. Make of that whatever you think. Because on that note, I'm going to draw my curtains. I am thinking of taking calls. But you are going to pardon me again tonight. I have been multitasking all these past 2 weeks, including going on a family vacation. I have been a Agbike's instructor, right? Teaching her how to drive, you know what I mean? And then, so she went for a test today and she passed. So if I happen to be a rookie driving instructor, so that would be me having my first win with my first student, and that would be Agbike. So you know what that means. I would kind of spend more time with her tonight, and I'll spend more time and more days, weeks, and more just in time like this with all of you next time. So thank you. I will see you some other time. So that will be my message for tonight. If you joined us midway, please watch this from the start. And if you have been with us all night, right, don't leave without dropping your own offering, like the broadcast, and share it. Yeah, so if you want to learn how to drive, maybe I should open driving school now, so I can begin to teach a lot of you how to drive as your instructor. And maybe I can win an award. I can win an award for being the best instructor. I'm very good at something, and she's so good at putting her mind in something. You know, if she puts mind in something, she's a good, like a gem. I'm serious. And therefore, she became more independent today. Now I would have to go and start Lapo because I need to buy a car. And then, I mean, I'm just saying. So thank you for those who are sending that wishes like, hey, congrats and all that. So thank you. I will see you some other time, okay? Stay safe, take it easy, and be very, very watchful. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bóyá àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.